about a year and a half ago or so, I went to an event, to say the least. I'm gonna go really pussyfoot around this subject because of algorithms and such. So about a year and a half ago, I went to an event with my then boyfriend, my now husband, and we were practicing some of our rights. That one, Sarah talks too much, that kind of right. So we were there at this event, and all of a sudden, shit went wild, and police came. Many police came. Like 8 or so police were all over everything, like fucking going apeshit berserk, and it went from like 0 to 1,000 really quickly. And so this was last March 2022, and now it's August 2023, so it's been a year and a few months, year and a half-ish, and today, like, a whole legal thing has enveloped disgustingly, and I am like horrified to be a part of the midst of it, but it is what it is, and whatever. But today a new development is happening where some of the rights that were taken away from that day from my husband and boyfriend are being given back to him, even though rights aren't something you can give and take away. Whatever, I'm gonna stay away from this topic, but anyways, so today he's allowed to do something along the lines of free speech, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I shouldn't pussyfoot that hard around this, okay? He's allowed to go to events where you publicly say you're against or for something, That's pretty vague still, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this properly. But anyways, today he's allowed to do that again, and he's like, he wants to do that again, he's been fighting for his right to do that, whatever. And I've just been sitting in the back seat this whole time, like watching everything envelop, being helpful as I can, if I can, in ways, and not all the time. Like, I'm not the most perfect human being in the world, that's for sure. But, yeah, it's been interesting to see no one really ever gave a shit about what I thought of it all. Like, they just thought I was the exact same person as he is, which is not true, and I don't have the exact same opinions as anyone else. I'm very much my own independent person, and no one understands that, but it was kind of funny today. People just assumed that I was gonna go, because we're allowed to go back now, like the two of us, meaning he's allowed to go back now. I could have gone this whole time. No one ever asked me to go. No one ever asked me if I wanted to go. But today, since he's gonna go and he's going back into it, everyone just assumed that I was. And when I said no one really talked to me that much, but someone recently in the last like 20 minutes, they just told me, they were like, I guess that day probably affected you a lot too. And I was like, I was speechless. I'm still stunned. That's why I have to create this video right now, because I cannot believe that it's taken this long for someone to even bring up the fact that that might have been hard for me, like, I'm sure people have kind of talked about it a little bit here and there, asked me, I don't know, when it recently happened, I don't know. It's been a long time, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, I keep saying I don't know, but I really do not know. It's just sad. So yeah, I'm not gonna go to one of those events ever again, and I've decided that like a long time ago. And I guess like PTSD is probably involved, but I wouldn't probably use that terminology because people judge that so hardcore and they invalidate shit because they think they know or whatever. I don't know. It's pretty disgusting when people do that kind of thing, so I'm not going to really talk about PTSD, but I still think about that all the time, and it's definitely affected me, and I wouldn't say that I necessarily have PTSD. I've never been diagnosed. I've never talked to someone about it, other than, like, friends of mine who also went to psychology school, perhaps, so maybe they're able to help me with their talking about it or not. I don't know. Either way, this is all just a weird way of saying you are not the same person as your partner, and it's really telling when people finally, like, ask you about who you are, if you are the same person, or how you differ. it's just interesting that people take a really long time sometimes to ask and to pry and to want to know. Even the people that are closest to you in your life. It's crazy. It's just, yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching this video. It's been weird.